you for staying with us. Now, Tara Walker from East Coast Cookery School is taking charge of the kitchen today. Good morning, Tara.
Good morning, Simon.
All
yes.
good?
All good, all good. A lovely,
Excellent.
fresh, light Friday night, kind of in front of the TV, bowl of food. It's lovely. Vietnamese chicken salad. So I'm going to get started with poaching my chicken, first of all. So I just have my chicken breast pieces, just cut into little bite-sized pieces. And I'm just covering them in a little bit of chicken stock here. You could use vegetable stock either. And even you don't have to do chicken, you could do some prawns, you could do roast chicken that's left over. You know, you can kind of play about with it.
Same process, you poach them?
Exactly, with the prawns, yes, the same process. Yeah, absolutely. So let's get the heat going there.
It's something I would never think of doing, Tara, poaching the chicken. That's
really?
great. Yeah.
Well, what I like, well, first of all, it's to have it lovely and light and healthy and fresh. But secondly, it just gives a softness to the meat, you know, and I do make this with leftover roast chicken, it's lovely. But this just kind of a little bit softer, cleaner, fresher flavours. So into the poaching liquid, I'm just going to pop some of the ingredients that I'm using in the salad anyway. So a little bit of ginger, and this is just to help with the flavour, basically, in the poaching liquid. But it's not absolutely essential. And
if you hadn't got chicken stock, could you use the water? Could you poach
water is fine, yeah. Maybe go with a little bit more lime, spring onion, you know, ginger, just to give us a bit of flavour. Exactly. So now we're going to make a really super tasty dressing, and the dressing is important for this because otherwise it can be a little bit on the bland side. So a really nice tasty dressing. So I have a little bit of brown sugar in my bowl here, and one of my favourite gadgets in the kitchen, my Mexican elbow. I love this, it goes everywhere with me. And I have the juice of a couple of limes going in.
Gorgeous.
And as you can see, it's going to be super fresh and kind of zesty as well.
Can I ask you, Tara, where do these recipes come to you? You know, are you a fan of Asian food, clearly?
Yes.
But do you seek these recipes out, or do you see one and then have a go at it yourself and change it yourself?
Well, I kind of mess around with it a fair bit, I suppose. Like this one, I've been doing for absolutely years. I'd say 15, 20 years in my Taste of Asia class. So this is kind of a well-tested one, and sometimes I turn it into little Vietnamese prawn rolls, you know, with the rice paper and that. So but I do, like, I would still love, say, on a Sunday afternoon if I'm off, just reading a few cookbooks, looking online, getting ideas. Hunting. So I'm going to just pop some ginger and garlic now into my dressing. And I have lovely fresh ginger and garlic here. I have garlic from Drummond House Garlic, which is just down the road from me. And it's lovely and fresh, actually. So it's lovely when you're not cooking it out to have the extra kind of good quality fresh garlic, because it's not so, you know, like heavy kind of onion. Next up then, a little bit of ginger going in. Oops. And then finally, I'm going to pop a little bit of chilli. Always taste the chilli. I know you're not a fan of too much spice,
I don't mind
Simon.
it now, but just as long as it's not going to need a fire brigade after it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, I was doing my Indian class last night, and I literally just sliced a chilli and I started coughing. It was that hot. So it's a good idea to taste it. I won't now because we want to keep everything hygienic, but I'll just go with a very, very small amount of it.
And you can always add more, but it's hard to take it away.
Exactly. So let's just pop that in.
And does it matter whether it's red, green chilli, just red chilli for this one?
I like the red for the freshness, kind of, but look, whatever you have there. Absolutely. And then I'm just popping my nam pla in. So your Asian food is your typical sort of sweet, sour, salty, spicy. So our salty is coming from our nam pla.
Nam pla,
yes, Thai fish sauce. So,
readily available in the Asian stores.
Exactly. And over here then, I have my rice noodles just cooking away. Now, I just cook them this way. I just pop them into boiling water for a few minutes and I drain them. Some of the packs I have are in Chinese or in other languages, so I just go with my own method of cooking them, basically. And let's just drain those for a minute.
And they take minutes, if even.
Exactly. So I just put those on before we started. And then over here, I'm going to start popping my salad ingredients in. So I have some carrots, which I have cut on the mandolin here to keep them nice and crispy. It doesn't really work if you just grate them because they get too wet and soggy. So you're just better off slicing down as finely as you possibly can.
It probably is the only piece of kitchen equipment that frightens the life out of the mandolin.
I know. Well, I used to have like a chef's grade one, and then somebody gave me a gift of this nice little one here.
Very good.
And it's just not quite so frightening. So you cut it like that.
That's not terrifying,
I did cut the top of my thumb off once years ago making French fries. So
No.
And you can see then I'm just slicing down into nice little sort of matchstick size pieces so that we keep that crunch, because the crunch is important, because obviously the chicken and the noodles are soft. So you're
always, like, chefs like yourself are always talking about that thing that we're looking for in our dishes in terms of textures.
Yes, exactly.
You want a mixture of textures.
Exactly. I actually think texture is almost as important as flavour, because if everything's too soft,
yeah,
you know, it just feels like baby food almost. And then if everything is too crunchy, then it just is not that pleasant to eat. So it is really, really important, absolutely.
Okay.
So just crunchy vegetables at this stage. So you could go cucumber. I happen to have a few sugar snaps in the fridge, so I've grabbed those this morning. Anything that has a nice crunch to it.
Okay.
Avocado's also very tasty in there. Just in terms of bulking it out a bit.
We've just under a minute there.
Perfect, okie doke.
Perfect.
So let's get our noodles in here.
Okay.
And let's get our dressing in there.
So you have the gorgeous crunchy veg, you've got the soft noodles, and then the flavour of the dressing.
Exactly, exactly. And then we're going to toss the chicken through now in 1 second.
Beautiful.
But let's just get this onto a plate. And what is really important with this is that we have loads and loads of fresh herbs. So I've got coriander, loads of coriander, and I've got mint from the garden. And then a little bit of crunch, as we said as well, even just coming from, I've just toasted some cashew nuts at home yesterday evening.
Lovely.
And
again, you're going with textures again.
Exactly, exactly. Build up that texture. A few sesame seeds. And then we've got some lovely coriander and some mint. And I think this is just a lovely bowl of freshness.
I tell you what, talk about quick and simple, Tara.
Absolutely.
You timed that beautifully, because we're just out of time. Go on, and then you add your chicken.
And the chicken, yes, exactly.
Okay.
Pop the chicken and then
Perfect.
Here we go. Have a taste, Simon.
Thank you very much, Mila. For full recipe details, they are, of course, up on our website, or check out eastcoastcookeryschool.ie for more Tara's recipe and classes. Thank you, Tara.